As I reach inside and dare to be great, I dance, I yell, and I celebrate.
Hi, I'm Andrew the Great, an assistant trainer with the world leader in experiential business training, Frontier Trainings. This week on Breakthroughs Before Breakfast, we're going to be talking about the principle of the Flywheel Effect. Now, we'll get to in just a moment about why it's called the Flywheel Effect, but first, did you know that Albert Einstein once said that the most powerful force in the universe is the power of compound interest? So, let's take a look at how can we take the idea of the most powerful force in the universe and apply it to your life and your business. So, back during the Industrial Revolution, in order to operate some of the machinery, they had these huge flywheels. Now, to give you an idea of what it looked like, it kind of looked like this. Now, these flywheels were about 10 to 15 feet in diameter and a few feet thick. And basically, they were just big hunks of steel. Very heavy, very difficult to move. Now, what you'd have to do is you would give it a push, and it would move just a little bit. So what you would do through persistence is you pushed again, and it would move a little bit more. And through persistence and the power of compounding, each one of those pushes, giving it a little bit more and more and more momentum, eventually you're able to keep this flywheel moving at a good speed. And eventually what ends up happening is that the flywheel is able to move at a pace that it's able to carry its own weight while allowing the person who's pushing to give as little effort as possible while still getting the maximum movement from the flywheel. So let's talk about how can we take this principle and apply it to our businesses. So let's take a look at, let's say this is the growth potential of your business. That's a pretty good growth potential. So you're going along, and what most people end up doing is they're not seeing any of the results yet. So they hit a snag and they quit. And then a few other people, maybe they got a little bit more persistence. They aren't seeing the results, they hit a snag, and they quit. And some people, they get up almost to the point of where their business is just about to take off, but they hit a snag and they're not seeing results, so they quit. However, I know that you're the type of person, because you're watching these videos, you're the type of person that wants to be at the top of their industry. So, as you're going along and you see those people who quit along the way, and you pull through with all the perseverance and dedication and the commitment that you have to your business, and eventually what ends up happening is that your business gains the momentum to carry itself while you are at the top of the industry. Now, at this point up here, we still know that yes, there are going to be the snags that come up in business as business happens. However, because you've already built up all of that momentum for your business, it's able to keep pushing through and continue with business as usual. This week's world leader who truly exemplified the power of the flywheel effect is W. Edwards Deming. W. Edwards Deming was an American businessman who went over to Japan in order to help revitalize their economy following World War II. What he taught them was that your businesses do not need a quantum leap in production or sales. What your businesses need is slow, gradual, consistent, incremental improvements year after year after year. So what ends up happening is the Japanese car industry, being in direct competition with the American car industry, ends up surpassing the Americans, because while the Americans are still looking for that next quantum leap, the Japanese are over there still slowly but surely making those slow, gradual, incremental improvements that eventually led them to surpass the Americans in terms of car sales. So this is how W. Edwards Deming has truly exemplified the power of the flywheel effect. Thanks for watching, and tune in next week for another episode of Breakthroughs Before Breakfast.